Hallo Schüler, hallo Schülerinnen, willkommen in der Grammatikstube. Ich bin Herr K. und das ist Stevie. Hallo Stevie.
Hallo.
Stevie, was hast du am Wochenende getan?
Am Wochenende? Ich habe viel getanzt. Und dann habe ich mit meinen Batman-Puppen gespielt.
Ach ja. Stevie, you just used the perfect tense. That's what we're talking about today. In those two sentences, you used the perfect tense, also known as the conversational past tense.
I did?
You did. Let's have a look. I asked, was hast du getan? And you responded,
Ich habe viel getanzt. Ich habe mit meinen Batman-Puppen gespielt.
ja, sehr gut. Okay. And if you look there, we got helping verbs right there in each sentence.
Right?
What else do we see? There's
Past
something
participle.
called a participle, right. So what do you notice about those participles? Where are they in the sentence?
They're right at the end.
They're at the end. Now, we've got the English sentences there too, and you can see that they have participles. Are they in the same spot as in the German?
No, they come directly after the helping verb.
They come directly after the helping verb, so that's a difference. Good. Okay, Stevie, I've got a question for you. In English, do we use that tense as much with the helping verb and the participle?
Well, you can, just like in those examples, you can say, I have danced or I have played with my Batman dolls, but it's probably more common to say I danced or I played with my Batman dolls.
Okay, so using one verb, that would be called the simple past or the imperfect.
But Germans use the conversational past, the perfect tense, a lot more, right?
They do, especially in conversation, and that's why it's so important. So, Stevie, what's the most important thing to know when forming the perfect in German?
Well, you have to decide on your helping verb, and then you have to form the participle.
Okay, helping verb and then participle. What do we know about forming or choosing the helping verb in German?
When we're choosing the helping verb in the perfect in German, we know it has to either be a form of haben or sein.
Okay,
And haben is the most common, as in hat Tennis gespielt,
okay, gut.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But sein is used when the verb is intransitive. It indicates a change of position or condition.
Okay, Stevie, by change of position or condition, that would include most verbs having to do with travel, right? As long as one's going from point A to point B.
Richtig, as in sie ist nach Hamburg gefahren. But you can see that it doesn't always have to be travel as long as the verb is intransitive, as in our second example, wir sind älter geworden.
Ah, yeah. But what does intransitive mean, Stevie?
Intransitive is when a verb does not take a direct object.
Does not take a direct object. Let's look at 3 examples of verbs that don't take direct objects. We've got gehen, to go, sterben, to die, and werden, to become. And they do not take direct objects.
Right.
And you said the helping verb is sein if,
The verb is intransitive,
right, and?
and if it indicates a change of position or condition.
Okay, so let's try to make some sentences here. Ist gegangen, which means
He has gone,
he has gone. Sie ist gestorben
she has died,
und wir sind älter geworden.
we have become older.
Right, and all of those are taking sein because of those 2 conditions. They're intransitive and they indicate a change of position or condition. So, Stevie, you said the 2 most important things for forming the perfect in German is finding the helping verb, which we've done, and then figuring out what the participle is. Let's
Right.
look at that, figuring out the participle. How do we go about doing that?
Well, it's pretty straightforward. You have to determine whether or not a verb is strong. If the verb is weak, then it will follow the rules.
Okay, and we determine if a verb is strong by checking the strong verb list. Is that correct?
Richtig. They can be found in many places,
Okay,
like in a German-English dictionary.
right. It's right in the middle or at the beginning. You got a list of verbs. It's called the strong verb list or the irregular verb list. Also, it can be found in textbooks, right? About any German textbook, like that one.
Right here in the back, right?
Okay, there's a list there. Right, so that kind of list will be found in a dictionary or in a textbook.
Right. Or online.
Could be found online. You would just type in German strong verb list, right?
Right. Many options will appear.
Okay,
Should just select one.
all right.
Once you have this list, you can search for any verb that you're trying to find. Once you've found it, you want to look to the right and find the participle.
Oh, okay. The participles are listed to the right.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's cool.
And useful. But if the verb's not on the list, then we can assume that it's a weak verb, and we form weak verbs using the rules for regular weak verbs.
Okay, and those rules are, again,
Forming the participle of weak verbs.
for like spielen or wohnen.
Right. First you want to get the stem of that verb.
Okay, and basically that means taking the en off of the stem, right?
Right.
Okay,
Once you have that,
once you have that,
you want to add the T ending to the stem.
okay, add a T ending. Okay, and these are for weak verbs.
Mm-hmm. And then lastly, you want to add that GE prefix.
Add the GE prefix. And we've got it, gespielt, gewohnt. Now it
Exactly.
says, if applicable, so no GE is added if the inseparable prefix is already on the stem, like these prefixes, be, imp, ent, ge, ver, sehr. Or the verb ends with an ilen suffix.
Right.
Okay, Steve, it sounds like the students should know how to, form the perfect in German. And this is really important to be able to do this. They should be able to do it in situations where they're also not familiar with the verb, right?
Yeah, ich glaube schon. Germans use the perfect all the time in conversation, so this is definitely a very important thing to get a handle on.
Okay, ich glaube, die Schüler können jetzt mit der Aufgabe anfangen.
Yeah.
Okay, Schüler, convert each sentence to the perfect. Wie lange dauert es? Wir fahren ans Meer. Was tust du in den Sommerferien? Das macht Spaß. Und sie weiß nicht, was sie macht. That one's going to be more difficult because we have
two verbs.
We have two verbs. We have two clauses there. So there's going to be two helping verbs and two participles in that one.
Right.
So, das war es, Stevie. Tschüss.
Tschüss.